Hello, everybody. This is a follow up to the 55-minute rant from yesterday, but I'm gonna go in a much more calm direction, and this is gonna be shorter. We have Dust here, because,
Yes, everyone calls me I forgot what his name was.
but Dust did, again, this is, I guess you can call him the counter argument to my point of view from yesterday.
What's the vibing part?
Well, also, more calm.
I'm more chill, so
But my anger from yesterday was very genuine. If you don't. Oh, I forgot to bring this up. I literally went to the. I made a new section talking about
hmm
what issues we had. I was very pissed about how much was scripted. I mean, he even
yeah.
said quote unquote none when I said how much of the shit was scripted. And and also he said don't act all high and mighty and you don't plan, that's bad, blah blah blah. I actually asked about season one in grand total. Believe it or not, I I still prefer season one at this moment. Dust was not there for season one, but Dust, how much do
I was
you
dead.
Dust, how much do you know about season one?
Yeah, it was good. Good season.
Um, you know we went off of improv, right?
Yeah, I think so. I
Now,
think.
now know this: there was a few scripted scenes that I was unaware of, but those scripted
Yeah.
scenes came naturally. That's a big difference. Yeah, okay. The killer fight at the beginning was not Dust. It was not Thing's fault, but
It just didn't
again,
feel right.
it did not feel right. So we are retconning that.
We're scrapping it.
Yeah, but
Hill will be seen later. I'm gonna say. I say we put him in later because
yeah, it just did not feel natural.
for him to just be there.
Like, yeah, and also there's one more thing. I I hate the character VHS. Actually, Dust actually feels the same way in a way. Mine
Well, I just feel like VHS is slightly, just powerful, but that's just
too powerful, in my opinion. What what do you think on that one?
him being powerful.
Like too powerful in my eyes.
Hmm. Well, if it was like in my book, there would be another way we could, stop him. But
I mean,
if we do something like that, we'd have to something like a God Sans or a God version of one of us.
yeah, and
Like it just be like we'll just have to like see, or
you know what I meant by it felt like I had to bullshit my way there.
kind of.
I'm and did you do you remember how I said about do you remember what I said about um fucking how Sam actually took a better approach on Sam took a better approach on Ex Gaster.
Yeah, like he's a good guy now.
I don't. Does that feel right to you?
But him being a good guy.
Well, like him even existing in the new timeline.
Well, it's like a reboot, remember? So things changed over time.
Yeah, but there's this one issue. It's not. It should not. And I feel like under like the place that they're quote unquote protecting should not be like this because of this. The timeline changed to a certain degree. The places should exist no matter what.
Yeah. How was
So,
this not a custom? Why wasn't this a green silhouette? What the hell?
yeah, he's.
Sorry about that.
But if you can't
I'm
figure
just
out,
checking sprites.
if you can't figure out, I'm not happy with the current season so
It could
far.
get better over time.
Yeah, but honestly, I have to retcon so much. That's the
Then
thing.
maybe we could give you a buff then.
Oh no, that's the thing. I want it to be drastically weakened because of this. I don't want to have main character syndrome, and I wanted a fresh slate.
So you can, I see that.
And that's the problem with season 1. I had to pull the bullshit cards out already. And I hated that I had to pull out the bullshit cards.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like pulling out the bullshit cards. I have tried to transition away from main character syndrome. I think
Yeah.
Dust has noticed I have.
Yeah.
Like, Dust, you've seen me in the Sonic RP, right?
Yeah.
Do you think I do good on the main character syndrome being, like,
Yeah, like there's like a diversity with the other characters as well. Like the side characters get some love as well in the process.
yeah, and you feel how
Like
it's
Metal gets
not,
some love, and so does Amy.
yeah,
So some of the others.
and actually Scourge.
Surprisingly,
Well, they don't, like, not love, but more like they get actually involved. Right?
yeah,
It just does not sit right with me right now because it felt like the main characters, like the only characters that can get even involved were VR and your character's Dust. I'm sorry. You know?
I do like the lore with Dust. He of his
But
lore that he wasn't trying to kill.
but
Still,
I still feel like VHS is way too powerful for his own good. You know?
yeah, I understand what you're getting at.
I mean, set clear limitations on his power and don't make it so he's the one that controls all.
Well, it's gonna be tough in the beginning, so
But tough in the beginning is a different thing. There's two differences there, Dust. He's
yeah. What the?
he's
Sorry, saw
tough.
something.
He is tough in the beginning is actually a major difference. Like, yeah, he might be tough in the beginning, but that doesn't justify that VR and your characters are the only ones that could do anything. You know?
Yeah.
And I don't know if we pointed this out, but Frisk didn't like how season 2 is so far going because their characters can do nothing. Their character can do nothing.
First got a good amount of damage on Dust.
And that was with VR.
Yeah, they did a huge amount of damage and he had to run away.
But you can understand the rage with.
Yeah.
And not to mention taking away VR's hate. That's not cool. Right?
Yeah, I do see that.
Because, bro, even in season 1, he had hate from the get-go. Why, you might ask? He was actually supposed to be like, he was originally going to be classic, but I changed that very differently. Because he didn't feel like classic in a way. He didn't feel like a continuation. And so that's why he's now VR. And in that edition, that's why VR is. I was actually trying to change his nature to be more relaxed, more chill outside battle. But yesterday, it felt like not yesterday. The first
Yeah, on Friday.
Yeah, but in the first day of chapter 2, season 2, bleh, English. It just felt like he was forced into the position of, no, you're gonna be just this guy. You always have to be this badass person. Like, you always have to be, like, constantly in that battle state mind. You know? That's kind of what I hate. I didn't want him always in that badass, like, his battle-like state.
Yeah.
Like, come on. That did not feel right, did it?
It's your opinion if it felt right or didn't feel right.
But we should have had more chill moments, I think.
Like more relaxing moments. We did have a few actually.
But not too many, because they were all
Well,
paranoid.
You didn't fight. You only fought like a few of the, bad stanzas.
Yes, that might be true, but there was one thing you need to take into consideration.
Mm.
That he was always in that battle state mindset where he constantly had to be paranoid. Right?
Mm.
Did
Yes.
you feel that?
What?
That he was always in that paranoid mindset.
I think I might have felt. I'm not too sure if I felt it or not. It's like it's in the middle, like, you know.
Like, come on. It just felt like that because of one thing. We didn't get many breaks in between, like, yeah, sure, we got some things like, oh hey, Frisk is resting. But there's one big difference.
Mm.
They had to be ready. They had to be ready for the next fight. And that's a big issue for me.
Like time breaks.
Like, the time breaks were mostly about prepping. You know?
Instead of talking.
And not like pure relaxing. It was supposed to be the foundations. But no, VHS just takes control. That's my main issue, if I'm gonna be honest.
The big issue is that.
That VHS has full control over the timeline and everything.
Well, we can't say he has control over everything.
But mostly everything, honestly. Like,
Yeah, mostly everything.
he
If it
doesn't
was
have.
everything, it just wouldn't be fair at all.
He has control over. Oh, hey! The Snowden isn't alive. You know? No one's alive there. And as I pointed out yesterday, we just do lone sessions. Just like season 1. That's the difference. I mean, season 1 did good. In some regards.
Yeah,
Like,
some good moments.
yes, I call bullshit with some scenes.
Some scenes.
Let's just say it was mainly with one character being around at the time.
Which one?
The stupid clown one.
The
That one.
clown?
It was part of season 1. I hated it. Again, they were played by Dylan, and oh my god, they wrecked in counter and VR shit. That's my big issue. Just no, it felt like one-sided.
I see where you're getting with.
And
That.
this is feeling the same way. I'm sorry, but we actually might need to restart season 2. Or if anything, if we can fix it, I'm just, in all honesty, the thing I don't enjoy is how things felt forced. You know? Like, hey, VR wasn't as relaxed.
I felt like the waterfall encounter was like perfect. Like we nailed that on the dot.
I mean, the fight
like,
scenes, yeah, I can see how you feel that, but
they were good. But I could have made Dust a lot weaker. When he got the slash, and he just would have left quicker.
But what I feel is this.
But I made him way more aggressive.
I understand that, but I feel like there was way too much fighting. You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
I did like that was the other Sans is giving you a hand, at least.
yeah, but that was, I'm gonna be honest, one of my main gripes is, hey, Frisk was crippled. Evan was crippled.
Got destroyed. Kind of.
And the only characters that could help were the overpowered ass characters, and I had to pull the bullshit cards.
And a few Sans that could actually heal people.
Yeah, and also hate being taken away from VR.
I don't think they should have like removed that from you because that's kind of what your character kind of is, based around a little bit.
Well, not fully. It's actually
Yeah, but like it's like a backup just in case if
yeah, it's like a backup for healing, and
Yeah,
like
or regenerating.
And as I pointed out yesterday,
Yeah.
Classic's hate was not removed forcefully. Classic,
Just taken.
yeah, Classic actually decided to give up his hate. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's a big difference. VR didn't have a say in the matter. And
Yeah.
that's a big issue. Because if your hate if hate is taken away from the character, at least make it the character's decision. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I see what you're talking about. I see it.
Like, let's see. VR, um, didn't have a say in the matter.
Yeah.
And also, I think the Gaster person, like, Gaster was broken. I hate to say it. Just being able
You
to.
like VHS?
Oh, Gaster and VHS.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, what the fuck? Able to rip out souls? Able to remove his hate? Placing Gabe in VR's body? And making sure Gabe didn't exist in the first place? As I said, I wanted the timeline to change. But
In some way, it did change in some way, but like,
I
I see
think
what you're
it's for
saying.
the worst. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think it's for the worst. You see where I'm coming at?
Yes.
I mean,
So, what is the new plan if we do something?
okay, what I think we really need to fix is this. The more relaxing times and
All
not make
right.
it constantly battles. I'm gonna say it, we
Like
probably need to
once in a
remove
while.
VHS.
Well, probably not like remove him completely, but like nerf him down a notch.
Um, I say nerf him down to, oh hey, he's a villain, but not one that has, like, a grasp on the timeline.
His limits before his soul starts, or his body starts giving out.
Like,
I think that's what it would be.
I mean, like, yeah, he could be a main villain that can actually fight, and I say that, yeah, he can control some villain Sanses, well, bad
I
Sanses,
like
or,
that. I like the concept of him controlling villain Sanses.
but
It works so
I
well.
think he should have a limited time on that.
On controlling them, or just a limit on the timeline.
Like, no, controlling the bad Sanses for, like, a limited time until he has to recharge.
Okay, I think I see what you're getting at with that.
And he has no control over the full timeline.
Like probably half of it, I think would be better.
I wouldn't even say half. I mean, like, generally none.
Like no control over it, or
Yeah, as I stated, there was dead ass gonna be a comic. I think I might actually have it saved to my computer. Um, again, I was gonna voice act over it all, but that.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I dead ass have the comic.
Oh,
Um, like, actually, believe it or not, I did color in like one or two scenes,
all right.
but um, in one of them, like in some, I don't think I have. Wait, hold on. Basically, I made a a person that had a cloak on destroy the place, and I thought Counter was in Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, but it turns out he was not. He was in base form with a Kaioken times 50, Delaware Detroit Smash, and Counter and VR was using his Atmos full power magic. I mean, even VR went into his magic state burst, but I need to change that up. if I needed to. But in it, it actually states this. Counter says this. We failed, or I need to scrap that multiverse part to Ultraverse. It's gone after all this time. And VR screams, after all our battles we lost, I don't accept it. And another one of the scenes, it also says this. Even VR is right. It's not over, and what happened. That's from Godly Realm, and believe it or not, VR is first saying, even the voice in this place basically agrees. And then he goes like, wait a minute. But and VR even says, Counter even says VR will unlock. And Counter first guessed Creative Wrath or Classic. But then Counter also then when Counter gets surprised by Godly Realm, Godly Realm says well, something about the Counter high always knew there's a way. Basically, he knows Counter, which would imply he is familiar with the characters. Counter was confused and said, Rider's Wrath disappeared ages ago and you're not Classic. And then he did point out, like, wait a minute, it looks like Godly Power. And then VR came in just blaze of glory because again, he was hot-headed and his characters all around was always punch for fight first, ask questions later.
Yes.
And also and VR even states Counter screw your optimism because he was triggered. And he Godly Realm even states good old VR, punch first, ask questions later. And Counter even thinks about what the manipulation over of this plane and its galaxy theme. Wait, what in his pocket? Because it was a pencil. And Counter nearly got hit by Counter, but again, Godly Realm warped where he was.
Yeah.
But in that comic, it states that Godly Realm has limits. Your home will
Mm-hmm.
be brought back, but things will be different,
Be different.
and the
Oh,
history will be
okay.
altered in some ways.
Yes.
VR was gonna lash out, but Counter states
His
at
phone
least
is
we'll
just
have a
partially
home
cracked.
again.
Yeah, it was
And
kind of had a home.
yeah, they would have the Ultraverse back. And he even states that Counter's memories won't adapt, but VR's will. And I said, and Counter even states, it's fine. Honestly, a home's good enough.
Hmm.
But Godly Realm even states, your determination will, your determination will bring back, determination bring time to a halt. But you're gonna be much weaker, though. You even have your True Awakening VR, but you're gonna be weakened a lot, and you're still full human, and but your character traits will mostly be there, and VR says fine, I don't care. We we can work our way up, and just yeah. And they even state, see ya, and oh yeah, go to the portal if you want to see me again.
Hmm.
Anyway, anyways, VR says, yare, yare, I never expected this. Thanks. And Counter was more cheerful. Like, thank you, I'll visit again. We won't fail this time? Because, oh, there was another page saying, VR, I figured it out. It's Creative Wrath, but yeah, he changed. And, oh yeah, fucking hell. I'm looking through this shit.
Looking through every page.
Yeah, and VR even says,
How long was the
whatever.
last talk? How long was the last talk?
Um, how long was it? It was 55 minutes, but anyways.
It's been 39 minutes.
But anyways, everything was much more funny, but I should probably,
Yeah, Clover, good job on some of those funny moments. I'll give you points, bonus
but
points.
I do need to remove Welcome to Snowden because that would not fit, but it would be more of like a fractured,
You got
real,
fractured Snowden.
like more of a fractured place because it wasn't rebuilt fully. And
And it had
counter,
that darker theme that I put in it.
but more like some things would still be more upbeat. Some things would be lower beat. You know?
So should I add more of a dead theme near like the library, and then on the other side is like the happy theme?
More of like this. And there would be more. There would be positive moments, like in season 1, where it's all fine and dandy. But,
Yeah.
but, anyways, VR even says he can feel some of his memory shifting. Like how his old timeline self was more cocky, and his new timeline self was always his adult body.
Hmm.
VR even states, I'm starting to remember new old stuff. Totally not inspired by the Archie comics. My whole true awakening is still here. I'm dealing with cross memories, so I hope this doesn't matter too much. But Counter's memories stay the same. Yeah, I looked through a lot of the old comic. Fucking kill me. But my main gripe about season 2 is too many fight scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have preferred if we got to explore different characters. Like, hell, Clover had so much more potential rate. And hell, if we brought in even more characters, like a
That's why I brought in
papyrus,
some of the others. That's
like
why I brought in some of the other Sanzas in near the waterfall.
even even in Snowden, it would have been nice, and not like a full-on genocide route, right?
Well, it kind of was just like a genocide route, kind of, in
That's
Dust Eyes.
that's what I dislike. I want it more
A peaceful route.
like some like this. Yes, there's fights, but they're not everywhere they go.
Yes.
Uh,
That's why I said Dust wasn't gonna attack them when he was chasing them. He just didn't attack. He was just watching from a distance.
yeah, they again that caused the characters with paranoia.
Well, that's Dust's thing, I guess.
But that's the main issue. I
What,
would
you
have
just-
no, the main issue is this. They didn't even get a moment to see or feel everything that they felt back in season 1.
Like a rush of adrenaline, or just...
Like, no. In season 1, Snowden was a place they hanged out a lot.
Hmm.
And
Alright.
and there was a lot of waterfall. That's why VR knew it like the back of his hand.
In the back of his palm.
Yeah, but basically, also I hated the puzzle. Like the
Of course he
lantern.
did.
No, it's
It's
because
an
of
easy
my.
puzzle, though.
It was controller drift that was fucking me over.
To blame your controllers, not the AU.
No, it was mainly the controller drift and how limited time I had.
Yeah.
That actually caused a bit of anger within me.
Yeah, if you didn't have controller drift, we could probably get that. We could have probably gotten a little bit more lore in. And Frisk fell for some reason.
But there is a problem.
But I think it was fun. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, but I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, so we were heading up to where Horror was, like in that area when we were waiting for you. Like we were just talking about it, and we just see Frisk fall off the cliff, and me and Clover were laughing really
But
a lot out of it.
and that's an issue I'm also gonna have. That there was way too much fighting. I would have preferred like, oh
So
hey,
nerf down on the fighting, and
like, I would have taken like, oh hey, there are scenes that are gonna explain the main villains, but well, or the main villain in general, but still they get to have their new timeline be more and explore it. Like, yes, not fully, but you
partially
you know, it just kind of stung.
like a bee.
It just Snowden was a area that they fought in and relaxed in. But
Yeah.
again, I was gonna change the core of the Ultraverse to the portal. So it cannot be destroyed in the simple matter. Yeah. And also I just don't like how I had to retcon the fuck out of Undernet and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably gonna just retcon the fuck out of that part too.
So we're scrapping Killer's part, the Undernet, and what else?
Undernet cannot be just, oh hey, we just saved this place. The place was already gonna be in the new timeline. Believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, oh hey, we're nerfing VHS extremely. So yes, he can be a main villain, but he's not god level.
Yeah.
And again, VR's god form really is boost, but it is strenuous on the body.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that could.
But I had to bullshit my cards because I had to keep it in longer.
Yeah.
If the hate ability was still a thing, I could have played that scene out more realistically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pointing out the flaws again, but much more calmly. And yes, I'd rather every character get some love. And not every character being god tiered to actually, only stand a chance.
Yeah.
And again, Magic Burst is just, it was overutilized. Because it
Yeah.
had to be. I hated it. My point being, we gotta kind of retcon things. And also we're gonna nerf VHS's power. Things does
Yeah.
not have a say in that. The reason he doesn't is because, in all actuality, I control the RP.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because this is season 2.
Yes. 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 It is.
And I have to form this from the ground up, and I don't have my old friend group to help me.
They're not gonna say.
I said old friend group for this reason. We split apart thanks to my own actions, but I'm not gonna take. I'm taking full responsibility, as I should. So, don't mind me saying, "Oh hey, I'm."
Tired?
Sorry, I had to yawn because Mom yawned earlier, but I'm taking full
Oh
responsibility.
no!
Again, I'm taking
Now I'm
full.
looking pages. Nice.
Yeah, I'm taking full responsibility over my own actions. But yeah, this is something I want to put out there. Holy shit, I did not mean it to be this long, but it's shorter than
Okay,
last time.
Yeah, at least you're not as aggressive as the last time, so.
And it's not as long, but this is what I genuinely feel about season 2.
It's almost been 50 minutes.
It's only been 43 minutes.
I was just looking at Discord files how long it was.
Anyways, see you all next
My bad.
time. Goodbye.